right, shalom and good morning, boys. Here, while we're out on this beautiful day. I mean, the last day and the last couple of days is going to be actually real nice out. I'm enjoying this weather, but we are busy now tending to family matters. Children need to get tended to. Wives need to get tended to. Land need to get tended to. This is why I ain't got no damn time to work a job. I mean, there's zero time for it. But that's why it's so important to live set apart and be self-sufficient. Take, for example, homeschooling and health for children. My wife does an excellent job of making sure that we are leveraging the system to make sure that our children and we are as healthy as humanly possible. And that requires parents to be proactive. I'll give you a perfect example. Children need to make sure that they're getting to dental appointments. Now, we're not anti-doctor or anti-system from the perspective of utilizing modern day technology to ensure that we can get the best possible health outcomes, meaning that, we go ahead and we get our annual physicals. We go to the dentist. She had to go to the dentist because she has cavities. So we have to get that addressed. And so it's important to ensure that we are tending to their physical health. Now, it's sad to see in this day and age, and why I'm talking about this is because, the moral decline of society can clearly be seen in the educational decline, the physical, the health decline of people. People are sicker now more than ever. People are dumber now more than ever. This is just the truth. You look at society, the dumbing down of society, you can clearly see it when you see the lack of intellect and education in children today. I was watching a video of a couple of brothers doing a podcast or an interview talking about asking the question, has the modern day hood mentality and victim mentality destroyed Black America? And the points that they were putting over were discussing were just damn near spot on. It was just spot on because you can clearly see it and the moral decline. And as we see this economic collapse, I know I'm ranting on a little bit, but as we see this economic collapse take place, who do you think is going to affect the most? The poorest segment of society. And that comes down to who's the poorest segment of society? Single Black women with children, minorities overall. This is who it's affecting the most. The stats are there. The facts are there. So that's why it's so important to have family structure, and restoring that which has been lost. And so going back to making sure that your children, especially if you're living set apart, that they're educated, that parents are doing their job, or mothers doing their job of homeschooling. I must say I can give my wife an A when it comes to the homeschooling curriculum that she's following. And you can clearly see the results in the mannerisms of my children. And let me tell you, when we go out in the public, we get compliments damn near 100% of the time. There's very few times when we go out as a family and we're not getting complimented. But this takes a lot of work. Make sure that your children's health and education are being tended to, and that's why the scriptures clearly talk about the mother being the frontline teacher. And if she has been properly nurtured, she will be able to nurture her children. If she has been properly restored, she will be able to restore her children. But if she hasn't been nurtured and if she hasn't been poured into, then she's not going to be able to pour into her children. It just doesn't happen that way. People think that they're an exception to the rule, but they're not. It's a sad thing to see this demented, deranged thought process in society today. But that's why it's so important, because, if you don't tend to your children's teeth, a cavity turns into a root canal. And, my wife had to have a root canal last year. And let me tell you, again, I have a beautiful smile. Not because I think so, but I've been told so many times. And my wife has a beautiful smile. We take care of our teeth, but a root canal, I had to get a root canal about 2 years ago. It costs about $1,800 and $1,900 cash. That is a hard pill to swallow. When my wife told me, hey, I got a root canal, and hey, they want cash. They want to get paid, and we don't leverage credit like that. So, I got to get out here and bust my ass to come up with the money. Because nobody ain't giving me nothing. I work hard for everything that I have to provide for myself and my family. But that's why it's so important to be proactive when it comes to ensuring that these children are taken care of, that they're physically taken care of. But parents, we have to take care of ourselves, because that translates down to how we take care and tend to our children. It always see, when you look at a mother and a daughter, or a son and a father, you can always see the discrepancy. You can always see the lackness that is taking place because of these generational curses. Homeschooling children. This is why it's so beautiful to see that my children are being homeschooled, and that we don't have to worry about them being miseducated or dumbed down. And again, I'll tell you again, look at the children. Look at the quality of children that are coming out of junior high school and high school today. They don't know north from south, east from west. They don't know nothing. It's a damn shame to sit down and speak to one of these children or these young teenagers today. They are literally plumb freaking dumb. And this goes to the moral decline, the educational design, because the public school system is not there to educate the children. They're not there. Especially in inner cities, it's just a damn shame to see the quality of young men and women that's being produced in society today. So, this is why husbands and wives, family units have to step up to ensure that the husband is doing his job and the wife is doing her job. My wife left her career. She doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to worry about anything. All her needs are taken care of. And so therefore she has the time and the resources that I provide to pour into my children, to ensure that they are educated and that they're prepared for their roles and responsibilities in life. I'll give you a perfect example. I am raising daughters to be wives, nothing else. Not to have a career, not to go into corporate America, not to go and get a college degree. Sure, now, if their husband decides that they want to put them in college or get some type of skill set, and they're paying for it, that's not a problem for me. That's between her husband and her. But she will have a certain basic level of education so that she's able to be a valued asset to her husband or their husbands. And they can automatically give an increase because they see functionally what it means to be a wife from their mother, and they see functionally what it means to be a hardworking man through their father. And so they'll know exactly how to conduct themselves because they're in a situation all their lives where this is all they know. This is why it's so important to be set apart. And just because you move geographical locations doesn't mean that you have the mindset or the mindset is being implemented to actually truly get the fruit, get the increase necessary to develop competent young men and women. It's so important, and I really do thank y'all for being in a situation where my wife doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to concern herself with these things, and she is fully provided for. So therefore, she's competent enough to use the resources that I go and work hard to acquire, to provide and take care of my children. It just truly is a blessing. You don't see that pretty much. And it's sad, even in the Hebrew faith. Very few examples of verifiable fruit in homes, in children. Because this world, I'm telling you, they're after the children big time. And it's sad, so many of these children, these young people today, the world already got it. The world already got it. Just because somebody put on fringes or a head wrap or a dress, it don't mean shit. If their mind is defiled, then the dress, the outer platter, is irrelevant. It really is. I mean, all of the name changes you can go, all of the statements, all the Bible verses that you quote or post, it don't mean nothing if you ain't applying it in the day-to-day life, if you ain't got the fruit of it in life. So that's why it's so important to be proactive in these things. And it's hard work. And a lot of people, you can tell when somebody just ain't got it in them. They just ain't got it. They don't have it in them. You can always tell. But a person that has it in them can identify people that have it in them. But if a person don't have it in them, other people that don't have it in them, they're not going to identify it. They won't be able to identify it because they don't have it in it themselves. It's so important. But in this day and age, with the decline happening the way it is, and all of this is factual information. You can check it out yourself. You can see it yourself in society, even down here, because I had to drive this morning into Tennessee to go to a special doctor to tend to her cavities. But hey, this is what a father does. It's my responsibility to ensure that these things or the resources are provided to ensure that these things are getting done. Because let me tell you, man, it break the bank big time. I got to pay for 3 or 4 root canals. Again, look up how much they cost. This shit is serious, man. And I can't have my children walking around with yuck mouth and what good. See, beautiful smile, nicely tended to teeth. I mean, it tells a lot about a person when you look at them smile. It tells a lot about when you look at the children and they smile. It tells a lot about the character and the quality of those parents. Oh no, it ain't. Hey, you won't believe that bullshit if you want to. Quality produces quality, and shit produces shit.